Welcome to Cybersmart's Chatterbox series for parents. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Cara. We've both been teachers in Australian schools and are now education advisors for the Cybersmart educational program.
Cybersmart Chatterbox has been designed to help parents help their children and whole families to find out how to be cyber smart and how to use the internet safely. You can join the conversation and forum below.
And today we're once again joined by our colleague Gretchen, who is our communications and social media expert. Hi there, Gretchen.
Hi guys, it's great to be back and thanks for having me again.
Well, as any parent would agree, the most basic instinct we have is to protect our kids in every possible way. And mostly, we would like to think we do a pretty good job of it while they're quite young. This is because we generally have control over all of the environments that they're in.
That's right, but what happens when they get a little bit older and start to wander into environments where they can't always be protected by you, especially in the online world where so much can happen in the palm of their little hands or through their computer screen?
This is a concern every parent has. No one wants their child to be in any kind of danger or in a vulnerable position, especially when it can hurt them or have a serious impact on their emotional well-being. For example, cyberbullying is something that as parents, we may at times feel we have zero control over.
I think, firstly, it's a good idea to understand that cyberbullying is generally understood to be repeatedly hostile behaviour intended to harm someone using technology. Now, the key word is repeatedly, as there are times in every child's life where they may be subject to a one-off negative experience, some would call it conflict, yet when the behaviour is targeted and repeated, this is when it can cause serious harm to your child's well-being.
Absolutely, Kel. Some parents may impulsively remove the technology, social media and mobile phones from their child, and that may work as a short-term solution. But realistically, that's not really a viable option as the child will most likely find another device sooner or later. I think it is really much more powerful to teach your child how to navigate around cyberbullying behaviour safely. This strategy would also inevitably encourage your child not to fear speaking up about future cyberbullying. It is important that they understand it's not their fault and that they are being cyberbullied. Taking away the technology may encourage them to think that they've done something wrong when they really haven't.
We actually receive a lot of inquiries, emails and phone calls from parents who want to know how they can protect and help their children in situations where they are subject to cyberbullying.
So today we have decided to talk about the four main things every parent needs to know about cyberbullying. Firstly, it can happen in many different forms. Secondly, the signs you should look out for. And then, how to keep a record of the cyberbullying. And finally, what help is available out there if your child is cyberbullied.
Okay, so let's unpack these 4 points a little further. First off, cyberbullying can happen in many different forms. I guess most of us might just envisage it to be a nasty text message or an inbox message on a social media site.
Right, but realistically, that's only the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? Cyberbullying can be hurtful messages, images, or videos, but it can also be someone imitating your child online and humiliating them. It could be intentional exclusion of your child from social spaces online, or even spreading nasty online gossip about your child.
Also remember that a one-off incident that ceases really quickly may not be classified as cyberbullying, as cyberbullying, and bullying of any kind for that matter, is generally defined as repeated behaviours.
Okay, so the second thing every parent should know about cyberbullying are the signs. It can have a huge emotional impact on your child, and it is important to be able to recognise the signs so that you know when to intervene and to take action, or to support your child through an undoubtedly difficult time. Also, each child will respond differently to this type of behaviour shown against them.
I think that's really true, Cara. Children, when they're in primary school, definitely tell adults in their life about cyberbullying, primarily mum and dad. But as they get older, they don't tend to tell adults. As we mentioned earlier, adolescents often feel that their parents will disconnect them from the technology or may overreact and make the situation worse. Some signs that your child may be the target of cyberbullying would include things like if you're seeing changes in their personality, that they might be becoming more anxious, sad or withdrawn. They might be hiding their mobile phone when you walk into the room. If there's any unexpected changes in their friendship group, Or maybe a decline in their schoolwork. There could be changes in their sleeping patterns. Are they particularly tired in the morning? The avoidance of school or extracurricular activities. And sometimes there's the potential decline in physical health.
If your child shows any of these signs, other worrying and out of character behaviour, tell them you are worried about them and want to help them. If they won't open up to you, try to recruit others to talk to them, and this could be anyone that you know that is close to the family, like an older sister, a friend, or an aunt or a teacher. It's also important to reassure your child that you're there to support them and to help them, even if they have participated in part of the bullying. Also, allow them to keep connected to a supportive group of friends online.
Now, once a parent has established their child as being cyberbullied, the question is, what can I do to stop it? We have had a lot of parents ask us what measures they can take to prevent it from continuing. The first thing to do is to encourage your child to not respond to the negative or hurtful comments, but rather keep a record of it all. So take a screenshot or print out what has been said or done if you can, and keep the details of the senders. It's also important to report the behaviour to the administrator of the service that the bullying is being carried out through. This might be the website administrator if it's a social networking or chat service, or even be a mobile phone provider if the bullying is happening through text messages.
It's also important to remember that if there is a threat to your child's safety, the police are there to help, so speak to your local police station.
And then finally, every parent and child should know that they are not alone in this experience. Help and advice on how to cope with these situations is always available. A good starting point is our website. On there you'll find the details of various agencies, 24-hour hotlines and support services that will guide you, give you tips and information on how to handle cyberbullying and the emotional well-being of your child.
We know that in most cases it's really difficult, if not impossible, to prevent cyberbullying, as it can occur anytime, extending well beyond school grounds and into safe spaces such as your home. But what we can do is try and build resilient kids that know how to deal with the impact of cyberbullying.
That's right, Gretchen. It's important to empower kids with the knowledge of how to act responsibly and with resilience online. We want to equip them with the tools to know how to deal with cyberbullying. It's also crucial to demonstrate how others can be affected by their interactions online and what language and actions are considered appropriate in an online environment, and call out behaviour they think is nasty or inappropriate.
For more information, please visit our website cybersmart.gov.au, or if you'd like to ask us a question or share your stories about how you've dealt with cyberbullying, please join the conversation below.
3 logos appear: the Australian Government crest and the words Australian Government, the ACMA Australian Communications and Media Authority, and Cybersmart. The end.